A new standard in Flagstaff.
Happy with our attitude, our effort, how we've come together as a football team.
Join us Saturday. The Lumberjacks visit the Portland State Hornets. Our coverage begins at 1 on your home for Lumberjack football.
Skips his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
The NAU Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Our office computers were from like 2012.
What? They had computers then?
Yeah, I don't know much about new tech.
Apparently.
So I went to Staples and saved big on an AI-powered HP laptop and HP OfficeJet Pro printer, which also came with 3 months of free instant ink.
And we're back in this century. During Staples HP Tech Event, save up to 35% on HP printers and up to 40% on AI-powered HP PCs.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. Into 11/1 select models only.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Right now, lease a brand new 2025 Kia Niro EV for just $99 a month for 24 months with $19.99 due at signing. That's right, a brand new Kia for under $100 a month, only until September 30th. The name, remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. Zero security deposit, payment plus tax, title, license, and $998.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
At Nationwide Vision, we help you step into every moment clearly and confidently. From quality eyewear and comfortable contact lenses to comprehensive exams and professional fittings, we make finding your focus a more enjoyable experience than ever. Right now, buy one pair of glasses and get the second one free, so you can live bolder, look sharper, and see better. Schedule an appointment today to find your focus.
It's the grand opening of Fulton Homes' newest master plan community, Acclaim. This beautiful community features open spaces, multiple parks, and a large aquatic center. Visit FultonHomes.com. Fulton Homes. You're proud to own. We're proud to build.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
A Thursday night heartbreak for the Arizona Cardinals leaves them at 2-2 through the first 4 games of the regular season. Welcome in a Football Friday edition of the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert with you the next 2 hours, getting you ready. Lots of football action still in front of us. An important baseball series for the Diamondbacks this weekend as well. So even though no Cardinals over the weekend, still a lot to get you prepared for. Producer Evan's behind the glass. He's ready to take your phone calls today and your picks in hour number 2 of the program, 480-864-1060, the way that you can join us throughout the course of the program. Let's waste little time. Thursday night football last night, the Arizona Cardinals, a heartbreaker, sitting at 2-2. And last night's game left me asking one question in particular.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Do the Arizona Cardinals know how to win football games? That is the question that I have coming out of last night's contest. An embarrassment for 3 quarters. Your offense getting booed off the field. Luckily, we don't do radio shows after every quarter of football because it would have been a different talking point at the end of each quarter. It was a tale of 2 halves for Marvin Harrison Jr. Put a pin in that for a little bit. We'll get to that now in number 2 of the show here today. But at the end of the day, it was heartbreak for the second straight game, a game-winning field goal in their last 2 games for the divisional opponent. And through 4 games, the Cardinals sit at 2-2. They battle back in the fourth quarter. Kyler Murray shows us his chops, takes the team on not one but two scoring drives in the fourth quarter with this team facing a 2-score deficit, gets them in position to be tied 20-20. I have some thoughts on that I want to share here today as well. And then it all goes downhill on the ensuing kickoff. Chad Ryland, in an attempt to force the Seahawks to field the kick, try to pin them deep, knowing a field goal is all that they need to beat you, tries to land it just on the fringe of the landing zone. It misses it by less than a yard, sets up Seattle on the 40-yard line. And in today's NFL, when you set up a team, doesn't matter who the team is, you set up a team, 40-yard line, that much time, a timeout in their back pocket, most teams are going to at least get a decent attempt off. In today's NFL, with how it is so offense first, with how good kickers have been as of late, 50 yards is nothing. 55 is starting to become nothing. It doesn't take much to give yourself a chance. So you pair the blunder on special teams. By the way, it's the right call to do that play in that spot. You just got to execute a little better. You just got to make sure you get it in there. But knowing that the team only needs 3, you want to make them field that kick, run some time off the clock, and potentially pin them inside the 35 so that they have further to go than your standard typical touchback, or in the case of what Chad Ryland did, kicking the ball short and giving them the ball at the 40. So it's the right play, just got to execute better. And unfortunately, Seattle executed that situation perfectly, got themselves into field goal range, made the kick. They are now 3-1. The Cardinals sit 2-2, 0-2 in the division to start the year. And we told you how big of a difference it would be between 3-1 and 2-2. And sure enough, here we are today, and that difference exists. Under Jonathan Gannon, the Arizona Cardinals are now 7-12 in one-score games. Jonathan Gannon has coached 17 games for 2 seasons and 4 games this year. You add that up, that's 38 times Jonathan Gannon has been on the sideline for the Arizona Cardinals. 38 times under Jonathan Gannon, the Cardinals have stepped foot on a football field. 19 of those 38 games, half, have been one-score finals. The Cardinals have won 7 of those games. Last year, we saw a team that maybe exceeded expectations early and didn't know how to win and didn't know how to capitalize off of losses. We throw the phrase out there, moral victories. The reason why victories can be classified as moral victories is because they are building blocks and they lead to something. So you had moral victories last year. Did it help you in the 2 games that you played in Seattle late in the season? Did it help you in Carolina? Did any of those games help you? Because here now we enter year 3, a year with heightened expectations. And I'm not sure. All 4 games this season for the Cardinals have gone one score either way. First 2 games of the season they won. You know what the last 2 games have looked like. This is how Jonathan Gannon wants to play football. He wants to play these one-score close games, and he wants to lean on his defense. Guess what? If you want to do that, you have to know how to execute in these scenarios. You have to know that everything matters if you're going to leave the margin for error that slim. Got to win the time of possession. Got to win the turnover battle. Got to win the penalty battle. Have to execute the small stuff. Special teams, you have to execute that play. You want to play this way? You want to dig yourself an early hole and then come back? You need to do the small stuff correctly, and it just doesn't feel like the Cardinals are a team right now that we can believe will do the small stuff right. Couldn't execute on a 3rd and 9 last week. Zay Jones catches that pass. They're 3-0 coming into this game last night. If Chad Ryland kicks that ball 1 or 2 yards further, perhaps the game goes to overtime. More than likely it does. And chance for the Cardinals to at least see the ball one more time and try to win the game. You can't start as slowly as this Cardinals team did last night, and you can't miss on the small stuff. And the Cardinals missed on the small stuff. Now, let's back up a second, because I do want to talk about one decision that I disagreed with in the game last night. You go down the field, you scored the touchdown to make it 20-19. And I know I'm going to hear from a lot of people today that tell me that I'm Captain Hindsight or want to tell me why I'm wrong for thinking this. But Jonathan Gannon and the Arizona Cardinals should have absolutely gone for 2 when they scored the touchdown to make it 20-19. And let me explain to you why. In today's NFL, getting 3 points, when a touchback gets it to the 35, when what Chad Ryland did gets it to the 40, with 28 seconds, a timeout in your back pocket, it is easy to get 3 points. 3 points is nothing in today's game. There's nothing you can do defensively to really stop a team from getting into field goal range when they're starting on the 35 or the 40. It's one first down, and you basically are going to give it a shot. That's how easy and simple it is. So even if you made the extra point, like you did, 2020, field goal still beats you, still easy to score. Instead, you go for 2 and you get it, it's 21-20. And I can hear some of you out there, because producer Evan was channeling this opinion in the morning meeting. We had a little bit of a disagreement on this one. But Chris, if they kick the field goal, they still win the game. Do you understand the difference when the game is 20-20 and a missed field goal doesn't lose the game for you? Do you understand the difference, the pressure that is on Seattle when they need the field goal to win the game? At 21-20, there's more pressure on the offense to execute. There's more pressure on the kicker to make the kick. There's no pressure if he misses the kick. You're going to overtime if he misses the kick at 20-20. But at 21-20, you shank that kick left or right, it's game over. You lost. You collapsed in the fourth quarter. That pressure needs to be applied. For 3 quarters, Cardinals dead and buried in this game, had all the momentum on their side. With how easy it is to score 3 points, I want to make it as pressure-packed as I can for Seattle in that moment. Because either way, you think it's easy to score 3 points, why not turn up the pressure dial a little bit and say, you need this field goal to win the game? Not to just win the game and walk off and have no risk. If you miss it, you go to overtime. No, if you miss the field goal, you lose. You blew a fourth quarter lead. That's why I would have gone for it. You had all the momentum on your side. The offense had found its flow and rhythm there in the fourth quarter in particular. I would have just gone maximum pressure, full throttle, and made Seattle just look up. And guess what? Mike McDonald is a second-year coach. He's not a savvy veteran like Andy Reid or Sean McVay or Bill Belichick, who's been around the block and knows how to would be one of the first times he's in a situation like this. Put pressure on them. They had a multi-score lead in the fourth quarter. Now make them look up at the scoreboard and go, how the heck did this happen? How are we now down a point, needing a field goal, 28 seconds, 1 timeout? Put all the pressure on them. Instead, you kick the extra point. It's 20-20. There's no pressure. They just have to go out there and execute. And all Sam Darnold has to do is, you know what? I got to give my team a chance. I got to give us a shot to kick the field goal. It's exactly what he did. They walked it off. So I'm not trying to be Captain Hindsight. I get it. But the pressure that because I'm already seeing it. I'm already seeing it in the YouTube comments. Field goal still beats you if you get the 2-point conversion. There is a massive difference in the way the offense is called, the pressure that is on you when it's 21-20 compared to 20-20. There is a big difference. You cannot assume that they're going to get to the same spot. You cannot assume that they're going to have the same setup for the kick. All of it changes. The context around that final drive changes if the score is 21-20 rather than 20-20. Now, you have to execute the Chad Ryland kick. So if he made that mistake, yeah, you're in a similar spot. But, man, I would have put pressure, take the lead, kick it deep, make them go. What would that have been? They got it at the 35. They would have needed to gone about 25 yards with all that pressure. I would have rolled the dice. Because a field goal beats you regardless, roll the dice.
I see where you're coming from. I disagree. Here's the difference. If you're at Seattle, it's not like they struggled to move the ball. It really is not. I mean, you looked up at the team stats, and I was there last night. You're like, how is this even a close game? I mean, Seattle had 384 yards of total offense. I mean, you threw it for over 200, ran for over $150. And I know what you're saying is, well, maybe they don't run the ball. But you held JSN without a catch in the first half. He had almost 80 yards in the second half alone, and twice on the last 2 drives, he beat you over the top, once down the right sideline, once down the left sideline for 30 yards each. As a play caller, down 1, aren't I more aggressive? Aren't I more aggressive saying, okay, here's our situation, we need 3. And I can not only put myself in a position to get the 3, but I think you would be more aggressive to get another 10 to 15. So instead of a 52-yard attempt, maybe I have a 40-yard attempt to win the game because I'm down 1.
You are looking at this from the Seattle lens. I'm looking at this from the Arizona Jonathan Gannon lens. putting myself in Jonathan Gannon's shoes. And I admitted it at the top of the show. How easy is it to score 3 points in today's NFL? Simple.
It's a cakewalk.
It's a cakewalk. So why not? If it's a cakewalk at 2020, and you also think out there today that it's a cakewalk at 21-20, the argument that I'm making today for going for 2 and giving yourself the lead is you change the mental game for Seattle. And in a sport right now where it is easy to score 3 points, if that can create a small edge for me in the win probability, if they have the ball and they're thinking about it a little bit more, I would take that gamble in that spot. That's all I'm saying. You're right that they probably kicked the field goal anyway, but you just don't know. And with how easy it is to score 3, I'm looking for every way possible for me to make it more difficult on the other team. There's nothing really you can do defensively to make it more difficult. So you have to kind of play this mental chess game of there's a big difference between 21-20 and 2020 with how they have to execute offensively.
So here's my biggest thing, and it doesn't end up mattering because this didn't happen anyway. If I'm at 2020 and I get a big sack, Seattle takes a knee and plays for overtime. My thought process as the Cardinals is, if I kick this, I need 1 play to go to overtime. That's not the case if you go for 2. So there's a flip side to it. I would have gone for 2. I want to make that very clear. I would have gone for 2.
I hear you. You were out of this game for 3 quarters. I get that you're home. I get that you're a defensive-minded team. Your defense have been playing great. But in the second half, all of the Seahawks drives were field goals. And that was what they were doing. They were getting into field goal range and scoring points in the second half that way. So they know how to get into that spot. So to me, I would have looked at it this way. This is kind of house money at this point. I was out of this game. I've clawed my way back into it. Here is a play that can be a massive momentum swing for me and put all of the pressure on the world on the other team. It's so easy to score 3. I would take that as a small edge to try to give me a chance to win because to your point, if you make that sack on first down, 21-20, Seattle's got to quickly burn the timeout. Now everything's rushed and hurried. Now you have them playing on the back foot. It just changes everything. You have to find the small edges as a head coach. You have to find the small things that can help you win the game. And I think going for 2 in that spot last night would have been it. Now, it is what it is. The Seahawks kicked a field goal. At the end of the day, it's another close loss for the Cardinals. Back-to-back weeks where they've had these close losses, where they haven't done the little things correctly. This game is not about the 2-point conversion. It's just something that's been on my mind since last night. They needed to play better early. They did not start fast enough in this game. We'll talk about Marv's first half. We'll talk about the offense's first half. I mean, they struggled. They are not a good enough football team. The way they want to play doesn't lend itself to digging early holes and trying to throw your way back in. Look at the box score last night. Look at how many times Kyler threw the ball compared to how many rushing attempts they had. That's not the way the Cardinals want to play. They were behind the 8 ball from the word go, some self-inflicted mistakes. Again, they have to do the little things correctly. And I'm sorry, I just don't know, and I don't trust this team right now to know how to win. Do I think they're good enough talent-wise to beat the Carolinas and New Orleanses of the world? Yes, but they have showed you for back-to-back weeks now they are not good enough, and they do not do the little things well enough to beat the San Franciscos, the Seattles of the world. So look at who's coming up on their schedule. You think they're going to be able to play this way against Green Bay and win? You think they're going to be able to play this way against Indianapolis and win? Do you think late in the season when they play the Rams, the 49ers again, the Seahawks again, you think this is a model, a recipe? They have to figure some stuff out, and they need to do it in a hurry because at 2-2, they are teetering on this season, sliding away. It's not there yet. Offense looked good in the second half. I don't hear anybody wanting a coaching change with Drew Petzing here today. But they are on a slippery slope of, I don't trust you when the talent scales are even. I don't trust you if the talent scales are close. I only trust you when the talent scales are heavily in your favor. That's on the coaching. That's on the execution. Tough one last night for the Arizona Cardinals. And again, they had chances late to make the comeback and win the football game. Needed to come up with that stop on that last drive. Could have gone for 2, put pressure on Seattle, but just too little too late. They started off too slowly. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Plenty more where that came from on the Cardinals last night against the Seattle Seahawks. But when we come back, it looks like the Diamondback season is coming to an end. We'll get into that next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Something Mark Cuban said, but at this point, he's pretty much the last one claiming that Ballmer is innocent, aside from Ballmer and the Clippers. Cuban is not convincing anybody of anything. Neither are the Clippers, and neither is Adam Silver. They're all just making it worse. Just like when Ballmer made it worse when he ran to ESPN and put on his Mickey Mouse falsetto voice to claim, they caught me.
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be located in Arizona.
You get on your bike, you follow all the rules, someone crashes into you, and now it's your fault?
If you're a rider, you're already fighting every day just to be seen. Distracted drivers love to blame riders, even when the facts say otherwise.
Do your research. Call the husband and wife law team first.
This fall, choose Primavera Online, and you'll be choosing a school with flexibility, personalized support, and an award-winning curriculum that's over 20 years strong. Now enrolling grades K-12 at chooseprimavera.com.
Prepare for the Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, Saturday, October 25th. Special guests, The Wonder Years and Dinosaur Pile-Up. Tickets from $30. On sale now at livenation.com. A day to remember. Yellow Card, part of the American First Credit Union Concert Series.
Fall savings have arrived at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale. Right now, receive 1.9% financing for up to 60 months on the brand new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or CX-50 Hybrid.
Or receive $10,000 off the top of MSRP when you lease a brand new 2025 Mazda CX-70 or CX-90 plug-in hybrid. Think of how low your payment will be with those savings. Go to markmazdascottsdale.com.
The name to remember, Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda, on approved credit plus $998 doc fee.
Save on fall favorites from Honeycrisp apples to cozy coffee to limited time only items now through September 30th at Whole Foods Market. Your headquarters for pumpkin spice delights, all the flavors of fall, and more.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Listen, I don't have an MLB MVP vote, but I don't need one to know that Cal Raleigh is your AL MVP over Aaron Judge. And no, I'm not just saying it because I'm sick of Judge or it's somebody else's turn to win or because Judge couldn't catch a ball that hit him right in the glove in the World Series. I'm saying it because the big dumper is just more deserving. Judge has had a great season, undoubtedly, but Judge is just doing Judge things. Raleigh is doing historic things. Judge hitting 50-plus bombs as an outfielder in no way compares to a guy hitting 60 while also having to call and run every single game from behind the dish for a divisional winner, no less. And not just a divisional winner, but for a perennial loser like Seattle. So this is a no-brainer. Cal Raleigh is your AL MVP. And if you don't think so, to quote the legendary Peter McNeely, you got a big dump in your pants.
You have a big dump in your pants.
I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome. Football season is back on Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's going to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code ROME and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
We've got trade wars, rising costs, global chaos, and a skyrocketing national debt. It's no wonder gold keeps hitting record highs. With everything going on in the world, thousands of hardworking Americans are looking to help diversify their savings with precious metals like gold and silver. And they're turning to the top-rated gold company, Goldco. Right now, Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you could get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver if you qualify. Find out how you can diversify your savings, tax and penalty-free today. Call 855-969-GOLD. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Most shocking play of the week, and there was ton.
from the blocked kicks and the punt returns, but still the reality that Patrick Mahomes made the best defensive play of the weekend on a backwards pass he threw, that he then went and stole the ball from a defender. The Chiefs might have lost that game. Who knows how the momentum changes if Patrick Mahomes was to get that ball back and the Giants get that on the 5-yard line and score a touchdown.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
The Diamondbacks are up against it. Their tragic number entering play today is 2. So a combination of Mets wins and Diamondbacks losses that add up to 2 will eliminate the Diamondbacks from playoff contention, basically meaning they got to go perfect here over the weekend against San Diego. They need to take it off the table that they can do anything wrong. They need to, the Mets win 2 of 3, sweep, you tip your cap, more power to you. But this all goes back to something we talked about yesterday because, let's face it, they were a complete no-show yesterday. Complete no-show. The opener bullpen game, that went about as poorly as we thought it was going to yesterday when we talked about it. There was just, it felt like, and I hear you, a lack of urgency from Torey Lovello and the team understanding what they needed yesterday. It just felt like they gave a game away. Now, I don't know if starting somebody else would have been any different, but going with an opener and then Chris Matt mopping up afterwards, leaving him in the game far too long, and then at that point, it's over. You've now put maximum pressure on yourself, and I feel like a yo-yo right now, producer Evan, because remember, I was originally the guy, can't fire Torey during the season. I then got to a place with the Ketel Marte stuff. Man, I don't know how he comes back. I don't know how he returns as the manager if this is what's going on behind closed doors. Then the team went on the run. They looked great. They're back in a playoff position. They're fighting it out with the Reds and the Mets. How do you fire him at that point? He galvanized the group. He's got them locked in and focused. It feels like this week has me swinging back in the other direction. And so that's why at the end of the year, when this season is all said and done, we can take that step back and evaluate it from a full 30,000-foot view because we oscillate back and forth because this week, the way he mismanaged, I thought, extra innings Wednesday night, going to the opener bullpen game yesterday. I guess Zach Gallen was sick his last couple of starts, so they wanted to give him an extra day. I think that's the explanation that I saw on social media. I'm not sure that's a great explanation when your season's on the line, but okay, if you had no other choice, you had no other choice. And it has left the Diamondbacks in a spot where they're going to need to sweep this weekend and they're going to need help in order to get in. And so it feels like it's over.
Doesn't it? It's one of those things, too, with Zach Gallen being sick, and I'm sure he was a little sick. But as a manager now, in back-to-back years, fighting, clawing to get the last spot, you let Ketel Marte sit down.
Yeah.
And you didn't throw Zach Gallen. I don't know what else to say anymore. You have single-handedly handicapped this team from making the playoffs. And we're at this point where you look back on the whole Ketel Marte thing, I didn't really ever remember this manager speaking up. It took Perdomo to step in and say, listen, we're fine. It took Perdomo quieting people, not the manager.
And Ketel apologizing.
Yeah. But how much of that came from the manager?
Yeah, it just feels like it was an uphill battle for the Diamondbacks here down the stretch. It's all because of the way they played at the beginning of the season. They were then sellers at the deadline, so they were just a shorthanded group as it is. They went on this miracle run to even set up this scenario with 2 weeks to play. And it just felt like the last 2 days was a reminder of why this team isn't where San Diego is or where Chicago is, firmly in a playoff spot. We talk about the Cardinals not doing the little things correctly. Diamondbacks also don't do the little things correctly. And that is a reflection on the manager, who at the end of the year, the end of year 9, 2 playoff appearances. Yes, did go to the World Series, but you're evaluating him going into a lame duck year on his contract with that as the resume. The last 2 years, missing the playoffs in the final days, losing last year on a tiebreaker. This year, I don't think it's going to come down to that, but they're going to play the baseball games.
On what feels like managerial decisions. And for me, I'm going to say this. It feels like the Diamondbacks made this run in spite of Torey Lovello, not because of Torey Lovello.
And real quick, because we're up against it, we have to start the look ahead here on the other side, but it's all code over on YouTube, bringing up what I think is a valid point. And that's why I want to hear the explanation a little bit more, but saying absurd explanation. If he was sick his last 2 starts, being proactive would have been to give him an extra day when there are 9 or 14 games left in the season, not 4. He threw 103 pitches in his last start, 96 in the start before, both while supposedly being under the weather. Come on. That's why I want to hear the quote again, just to make sure I'm not misinterpreting it. But if that's the case, it's a little weird to say he's been ill or sick for the last 2 starts. That means you knew about it, right?
He's been dominant, and he threw 103 pitches.
And it's not like I need him to go out there and throw a Maddox.
All I needed last night was 6 innings with a chance to win the baseball game. You know when you were out of it in this game? By the 4th, and it was 8-0.
And you mean to tell me that Zach Allen is so sick he's not demanding the baseball?
Yeah.
Now, if he is, if you're sick, I get it. If you're not 100%,
100%.
I get it.
But he's pitching today. How sick was he?
So you needed the extra day? Like, to me, if I'm Zach Allen, I'm demanding the ball. I don't know if that happened. I don't know if he demanded the baseball.
Certainly.
If he didn't, that also looks bad on Zach. But if Zach did demand the baseball and they still decided it looks bad on the manager. Looks bad on everybody. The last 2 days, kind of a short summary of what's gone wrong for the Diamondbacks this season. The way they handled Wednesday in extras and then yesterday with the bullpen game. When we come back, the Week 4 NFL look ahead. We go across the National Football League, preview all of the action this weekend, including the 2 Monday night games. We get to it next. It's the lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Before you hand over the keys, talk to your teen about making safe choices behind the wheel. Crashes are a leading cause of death for teens ages 15 to 18. The rules are simple. No speeding, no distractions, no impaired driving, and always wear a seatbelt. Remind your teen, an accident can happen in an instant. Their life and their friends' lives are at stake. Drive like lives depend on it, because they do. Learn more at teendriving.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
At Nationwide Vision, we help you step into every moment clearly and confidently. From quality eyewear and comfortable contact lenses to comprehensive exams and professional fittings, we make finding your focus a more enjoyable experience than ever. Right now, buy 1 pair of glasses and get the second one free, so you can live bolder, look sharper, and see better. Schedule an appointment today to find your focus.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
Turn up the action at Arizona's hottest casinos. The Diamond Rewards Card from Desert Diamond Casino is the only club where you can earn exclusive benefits like free play, dining, and so much more. Just one card unlocks all 5 dazzling locations, including the brand new Desert Diamond White Tanks. One club, 5 destinations. The Diamond Rewards Club at Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Donald Hoffman Nation.
Bet with your head, not over it. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Breaking Benjamin. Stay forever. And 3 Days Grace. Live. October 8th at Desert Diamond Arena with special guest Return to Dust. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace, presented by the Big Red Radio.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Here we go. Week 4. The NFL slate started last night. Plenty of more action over the weekend. Doubleheader on Monday. Monday Night Football. We go around the NFL. It is the NFL Look Ahead. Your tour guide for the Look Ahead. Producer Evan, take it away.
Grab a Guinness in the morning. We're overseas in Dublin. Vikings take on the Steelers in Dublin, Ireland. It'll be Wentz starting for the Vikings again overseas. They take on the 2-1 Steelers. Minnesota, 2.5-point favorites.
At first, I thought you were telling people to grab a Guinness for the look ahead, and I'm like, okay, that's a little aggressive at 11:30 on a Friday. Now I understand, because this game is in Dublin, Ireland. Is Carson Wentz for real? That's the question I have coming into this game. Pittsburgh, I think I know what they are as a team. They're always going to be able to hang around. They're going to win some games. They're going to lose some games. At the end of the year, you're going to look up. They're going to be like 7-6 and in the playoff race. That's what I think they're going to be under Rodgers. Minnesota, there may be a mini QB controversy that kicks up here if Carson Wentz has another good game. So I look at this from, is what we saw from Minnesota's offense under Carson Wentz last week repeatable? If so, quarterback controversy. If not, I think a pathway for J.J. McCarthy to get back under center.
Washington heads to Atlanta to take on the 1-2 Falcons. The Commanders, no Jaden Daniels, now no Terry McLaurin, 2 big pieces. Reason, Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite at home.
Can Mariota do it again? He was a substitute last week, did a great job, won the game for Washington. Does he have another game in him? When you get a backup quarterback, this is the kind of scenario you envision. If I'm going to miss my QB for 1 or 2 games, do I have somebody under center that can keep me afloat? Mariota did it last week. This is another game on the schedule that they can win. And for Atlanta, another loss, things start to get a little spicy. Could be a quarterback controversy there. Talked about that with Minnesota. Kirk Cousins is sitting there as the backup. Is Raheem Morris under a hot seat then if they lose? So an interesting one for both sides. But Atlanta, another loss, and I think the noise gets a little loud there.
The winless Saints.
Oh, my goodness.
Head to Buffalo to take on the unbeaten Bills.
You want to talk about a mismatch of all mismatches.
And it leads to the largest spread of the week. The Bills minus 15.5 at home in Buffalo.
I mean, I don't think this game's going to be particularly close. The Saints have the worst roster in football. They're going on the road to Buffalo, who have been a wagon through the first 3 weeks of the season. An absolute wagon.
Nobody
circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Nobody. They've been doing it through the first 3 weeks. Spoiler alert, they're going to do it again this week.
The Browns head to Detroit to take on the 2-1 Lions after an impressive win on Sunday Night Football. Or was that Monday Night Football?
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Lions, 10.5-point favorites over the Browns, who took down the Green Bay Packers last week.
You have the Lions that are carrying a little bit of momentum. They blew out the Chicago Bears, had an impressive win on Monday night.
snowball's kind of rolling a little bit for them. They want to keep that going here in this one. And then the Cleveland side is, can your defense continue to do that? If they repeat that type of performance, they're going to be in every game. It doesn't matter who's under center for them. But I just worry that they're not going to be able to play at that high of a level every single week. And it's not a knock on the talent. I just think that's a big ask every single week for your defense to carry you that way.
Certainly. You've played 2 big games in a row. If you're Detroit, you have all the momentum coming in. And Cleveland, and by the way, Myles Garrett has said this, they haven't seen a defense like ours. And while that might be true, you're going to ask a lot of that side of the ball to continue to win football games.
You just can't win that way. It can be your strength, it can be your identity, but your offense is going to have to pick up the slack.
I mean, we see it here, right? We see it with the Cardinals.
Exactly.
Game of the week in Foxborough. Panthers headed to take on the Patriots.
In my notes, it says here, not sure there's a game I care about less than this one.
Who cares?
I don't care.
New England, -5.5. You will
care.
see later. I do care about this
I do not care about this game at all. Spoiler alert for the pick segment in hour number 2 of the program.
Does that mean you're not picking anything?
I am not selecting this game as one of my 3 picks. I only have 2 of my 3 locked in right now, debating between a couple of games for my 3rd and final pick.
The Chargers head to New York. It's been a change in the room for the Giants. It'll be Jackson Dart getting his first career start against the 3-0 Chargers. Chargers 6.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers have been really good through the first 3 weeks. They're my top team in the AFC. I just think they're playing well. Justin Herbert's doing a solid job under center, leading the league in passing. Their defense has been great. The coaching, the situational football at the end of the game against Denver was excellent. The way they came back and then set up the field goal drive to win it. They've just been really solid fundamentally. And then for the Giants, it's Jackson Dart season, but more importantly, it's Brian Dable season. You're out of excuses now. This is your guy. You inherited Daniel Jones. Yeah, you gave him a contract extension. Kind of forget that part. But you inherited Daniel Jones, not the quarterback you drafted. Jackson Dart's the guy you championed for. You pounded the table, said, we got to move up back into the first round to get him. There's no more excuses. There is talent on this offense. This offense has to start to look better. They don't have to pull off the upset. They don't have to win the game this week. But it has to look different with Dart under center than it did with Russ, than it did with Drew Lock, than it did with Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones, whoever else has been under center for the Giants under Brian Dable. It has to look different because this is the guy. This is your guy. Unlike all those other quarterbacks, this is your guy. It's got to look different starting on Sunday.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know who the highest rated running back is according to PFF?
Is it Cam Scatterbo?
Cam Scatterbo.
You showed me a video during the morning meeting of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo being absolute menaces together.
Yes, they seem to be best friends.
Which is great for a team that needs some offensive chemistry to have your quarterback and running back on the same page.
Certainly. Eagles head to Tampa in the battle of 2 3-0 teams in the NFC. Tampa will be without Mike Evans. Chris Godwin still not back. So the bulk of the offensive production at the receiver room falls on Emeka Egbuka, who's been great this year.
The battle for NFC supremacy. 2 3-0 teams going at it here, trying to get that top spot in the NFC. Tampa has done it a little differently than Philadelphia, although Philadelphia had a comeback last week, but really solid performances against Dallas, a good win against Kansas City for Philadelphia. On the Tampa side, it's been 3 comebacks late. Fourth quarter, ball in hand, game on the line, final minutes of the game. Tampa and Baker have come through. Don't think they're going to be able to make it 4 in a row playing that way, but Tampa wants to be taken seriously. Their first 3-0 start under Todd Bowles. This is a really important mile marker for them this season.
Finishing out the 10 o'clock hour of games?
Window.
I was going to call it window, and I just couldn't find the word. Slate, yeah,
docket,
10 o'clock slate.
Lots of words you could use.
Anyway, Titans travel to Houston to take on the Texans. Battle 2 0-3 AFC South teams.
I have a name for this game.
Texans, -7.5 in this slugfest.
Yes, which I am dubbing the does a coach get fired afterwards bowl game between these two teams at 0-3. Because somebody's going to be 0-4. Somebody's going to lose this football game. Yes, they can tie, but somebody more than likely is going to lose the football game. Houston 0-4, there's going to be some changes. Tennessee 0-4, I think they're looking for a reason. to put Brian Callahan out of work.
Certainly. It's been crazy to see what C.J. Stroud is at compared to where he was 2 years ago. I mean, he doesn't look like the same player.
He's not. It looks like he's not the same player.
Colts head to L.A. to take on the Rams.
Were you considering adding something there? Was there a thought processing? There was a little bit of a dramatic pause there.
We had a little bit of a dramatic pause.
When I'm done, I usually give it to you so you can move on to the next game.
I'm a big Nico Collins fan.
Well, yes.
And I was just going to throw in, and it really stinks for Nico.
Okay. Should have done that. Instead of
And
the
I was
dramatic
just
pause.
then I was just like, well, nobody really cares about Nico. Move on. So then I decided to move on.
Okay.
And that's what we'll do right here. Colts at Rams. The 3-0 Colts taking on the 2-1 Rams. This is a big one for multiple reasons for both teams. Rams 3.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the real first test of the NFL season is what this is Sunday for Indianapolis. And for the Rams, did you flush what happened the week prior? Or is it going to linger into this game? Blowing that lead late to Philadelphia, is it going to bleed over and you are going to get off to a slow start against Indiana? Because you can't afford it against this Colts team. They are really, really good.
Jaguars head to San Francisco to take on the 3-0 49ers.
I don't care. I really don't.
San Fran minus 3.5 at home. But what are both teams? It'll be Brock Purdy back.
San Francisco's so boring as a team.
So boring. I just don't. Can I say something?
Sure.
They're not that good.
I agree. That's why I played the drop.
Who cares?
I don't care.
But they have the easiest schedule I've ever seen across the league.
Yeah. Probably will pick up a win this Sunday.
Yeah. Move to 4-0. I've whatever.
Most lame 4-0 team I've ever seen.
Certainly. Other than, remember when the Steelers went like 10-0? That team was lame.
Most Steelers teams lately have been lame.
Yeah, that was still under Ben, I think. Ravens travel to the Chiefs. Who would have thought both of these teams 1-2? But it's the 1-2 Ravens playing the 1-2 Chiefs in Foxborough or at Arrowhead.
They're playing the game at Foxborough?
Yeah, my bad. At Arrowhead, Baltimore minus 2.5.
Somebody's going to be 1-3, and I'm here to tell you, I think it might be the Baltimore Ravens. I'm troubled by what I saw the last 2 weeks from Baltimore. Troubled. Barely. They didn't play great against Cleveland. I know what the final score said. They didn't play great. The blowing the lead to Buffalo, playing as poorly as they did against Detroit late. I'm concerned.
I'm concerned about the Chiefs too.
Well, yeah, they're not great either.
I mean, they can't score.
But they seem to win these games, right? And it would be typical Baltimore to lose this game.
Maybe, but do they win these games anymore?
Fair point, buddy.
Bears at Raiders in another thrilling matchup in the late slate.
No, this is a great matchup.
It'll be Raiders minus 1.5 at home.
It's a great matchup you can hear right here on KDUS AM 1060 this Sunday. The Bears and Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams had that game against Dallas that made you think they were kind of settling in as a group. You are a big believer in 3 games in a row being a big enough sample size, but I would like to see the carryover effect from one week to another for the Bears.
Yeah, if the Bears can string 2 together, and I know it's the Raiders, but you feel better about it, right? 2-2 feel way differently than 1-3.
It's not even the record per se. It's just it looking like it's supposed to for
Yeah,
Caleb Williams.
It worked last week.
Right. What you brought Ben Johnson in here for, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, and it took 2 games to get into it, but now that we've seen it 2 games in a row, certainly.
You can understand how now we're rolling here. Now things are going to start to be easy. They found a flow, right? If you struggle in this game, now you're kind of stop-start. You're not on the same page, so you're still not hitting that flow. It may take a little more time, and then if it takes too much time, your season's gone. You're not competing for a playoff spot.
Sunday Night Football will have Micah Parsons return to Dallas.
Revenge game.
The Packers coming off a loss at Cleveland take on the 1-2 Cowboys. Packers 6.5-point favorites at home.
And I think I've seen this line up to 7. Not saying anything there, but I think I've seen this line up to 7. Micah Parsons revenge game. Jordan Love bounce back against a very bad Dallas defense.
Monday night doubleheader.
You clear your schedule for a Monday night doubleheader.
Because these teams, this is must watch.
When you get these 4 teams,
must watch.
Sorry, honey, can't go out to dinner tonight. I have to watch Jets, Dolphins A battle of 0-3 teams. Got to do it.
Pack it in, buckle up.
Yeah.
Jets at Dolphins to start on Monday night. Battle of two 0-3 AFC East teams. Miami, 2.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, two 0-3 teams that need a win. And I'm not reinventing the wheel by making that statement, but both teams need a win to feel better about themselves.
The later game, just an hour apart. I don't know why they did 2 weeks ago where they staggered them, and now they haven't staggered them at all again. We're back to just the hour change. Bengals at Broncos. Bengals 2-1, Broncos 1-2. Denver, a 7.5-point favorite at home.
Feels like a get-right spot for Denver. Will it be a get-right spot for Denver with Cincinnati looking anemic on offense without Joe Burrow? That's the question. That's your Week 4 NFL look ahead. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1 of the lunch break. A little buy or sell. KDUS, AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract, play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Hi, I'm Andrew the Homebuyer. Selling your house right now the traditional way isn't so easy. The average home is taking months to sell. Fortunately, I can help. I'll come to your home and give you a cash offer within minutes. Then we can close in under 5 days. And I'll make sure you get as much money for your house as possible. Call me, Andrew the Homebuyer, today, and let's get your home sold. Visit AndrewTheHomebuyer.com. That's AndrewTheHomebuyer.com.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA and a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout. Don't fall victim to Art the Clown inside a grisly Terrifier haunted house like nothing you've seen before. And that's only 2 of 8 terrifying haunted houses. Grab your tickets now at universalstudioshollywood.com/Halloween. Event not recommended for children under 13.
You got the paint job, but now you need the materials fast. Get free same-day or next-day delivery on select PPG paints from the Home Depot. Now that's a pro move. Save time on store runs and get free delivery on small or large orders of select items. Save energy shopping around with PPG's wide assortment of colors and finishes all in one place. And save money with Pro Extra, where you can get up to 20% off paints, primers, and stains through Paint Rewards. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Get right to it, Producer Evan, if you don't mind dumping down the music there so I can give us the buy or sell tunes, because we got to jump right into it.
We do.
The NFL look ahead took a little bit there. That's on me. I went over
Well,
in the
actually,
segment prior.
That's also no Cardinals game because they're on Thursday night, so you do have the extra game in the look ahead.
It's true. Normally when the Cardinals are on Sunday, we remove that game because we spent a lot of time on it as is, so fair enough, there was an extra game here this week. Although we'll start getting bye weeks coming up here pretty soon, so there'll be less games in general. Okay, buy or sell for a football Friday.
The Cardinals need to change the style in which they play if they want to win more football games.
do you mean by this?
We talked about it in the morning
I don't
meeting.
need
Peel
lawyer
back
you
the
here, but
peel back the curtain a little. But we talked about how the Cardinals and the style of football they want to play, meaning defensive, run the ball, control the clock. You have to be perfect if you can't score offensively.
Pretty much.
And a minor error by Chad Ryland, who misses the zone by a half a yard, puts you in a position where you lose that football game.
Yeah, I mean, with the way the Cardinals currently operate, they need to play almost perfect. I don't want to say perfect because I do think that's a little unfair. There is some margin for error, but they can't have some of the issues that they had last night, right? They can't have giving up these early leads. They can't have the turnovers go against them the way that they did. They can't have more penalties. The Seahawks had more total penalty yards, but it was 7 penalties to 6 penalties. You lost the turnover battle. You didn't have the time of possession battle. Like, you only had 4 yards per play. Like, you just aren't putting it all together. And Jonathan Gannon has said as much, both after the game and then again this morning. They're just not playing complete in all 3 phases. It feels like it's just always something every single week. And unfortunately, it's getting late early. You're 2-2. You have to make headway in this early part of the schedule. And if they don't, I don't see where the wins come in the back half. So changing up their style, no, I think their identity is pretty solid, but they just have to clean up the little things, and it's requiring a lot of effort from this team. And I don't know if they have the group to do it. I'm not sure.
Torey Lovello is to blame for the Diamondbacks not making the postseason.
So I'm only allowed to pick one thing to blame. Is that what you're asking me to do here?
If obviously there's multiple. Is he the biggest reason?
Torey Lovello was the biggest reason why the Diamondbacks missed the postseason. I'll sell this. I still think the loss of Corbin Burns and the loss of your 2 most trusted high leverage relievers just absolutely devastated this team, not just from an emotional perspective, but from a personnel perspective. I mean, they signed Corbin Burns to be their ace.
Yeah, biggest contract in franchise history, right?
And you didn't even get half a season.
Certainly.
Your 9th and 8th inning guys, whatever role they were going to be in, gone.
But Torey Lovello certainly plays a role in it.
Yes, but just those 3 injuries in particular, I think, played the biggest role in what we saw.
Arizona State will once again try to run the ball more than 40 times for the 3rd game in a row.
You're asking me if they should or they will?
They will.
Certainly would like to think so. It's been their most effective offense. Running the football has been where they've been the most efficient. They've been able to move the ball the best. It's opened up things for Sam in the passing game. They've got a bunch of talent back there. So for right now, with the way this team is playing, yeah, they should.
I mean, we'll talk about it more in hour 2, but this game, like last week, which we were wrong about, feels like it has to be a shootout if they want to win this one. Just the way TCU has played, the way they've given up yards, and for Arizona State, their just most effective way of moving the ball right now is the running game.
Yeah, so lean into it. And the weather tonight might play a little bit of a factor.
Certainly.
I don't know if it's raining here in Tempe. It's not raining where we're currently doing the show, at least as of this moment. But it's supposed to rain throughout the course of the day. So it's supposed to rain tonight as well. So it could be sloppy in that regard.
And who knows?
Run the football.
Sometimes.
I know, but also run the football.
Yeah, run
if
the ball.
that's the case, run the ball.
Certainly. Arizona State's black jerseys they're wearing tonight are the best they have. Have you seen these?
I saw the helmets.
The helmets are awesome.
I've not seen the full jersey.
All black. It's just like their maroon jersey. It's just all black, yellow numbers. And for 2 guys who work up in the booth doing some spotting, doing some stats,
Numbers.
I love that jersey.
You got to be able to see the numbers when you're spotting. Yeah, it's a very difficult task when the numbers blended with the uniform. What'd you think of the Cardinals uniforms last night? On TV, they didn't pop as much as I thought. I like them.
I actually really liked them in person.
They were good in person. Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. I thought they looked really nice.
Okay. Yeah, because I at home I was like, those don't pop the way I wanted them to. It didn't change my opinion. I was just like, they didn't pop.
I know Eric was there in the YouTube chat. I wonder if he can tell us what he thought too. I know he was present last night to see him in person.
We'd love to know what other people who were in the building last
night. They had a sweet rally towel they gave away.
Yeah, you gave one to me this morning.
I did, yeah.
Did you get it from another seat?
Yeah, the seat next to me was empty, so I just took it too.
It belongs to me then.
Yeah.
And now it's in my office. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Hour number 1 of the program in the books. Hour number 2 right around the corner. We got picks to make. Get you ready for ASU TCU. And more importantly, it was a tale of two halves for Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll break it down next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Head coach Brian Wright and the Lumberjacks are setting a new standard in Flagstaff.
Happy with our attitude, our effort, how we've come together as a football team.
Join us Saturday. The Lumberjacks visit the Portland State Hornets. Our coverage begins at 1 on your home for Lumberjack football.
Skips his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
The NAU Lumberjacks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hosier presents the Unreal Unearthed Tour 2025, live in Phoenix. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, October 7th, with special guest Amble. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The #1 album, Unreal Unearthed, is available everywhere. For more, visit hosier.com.
Oh, Mr. Gecko, is it true what they say about Geico's emergency roadside service?
I'll own up to it. Yes, it's all true.
You mean to say Geico's emergency roadside service really is 24/7?
And it's available on the phone or app. It's all part of getting more with Geico. I don't mean to be rude, but could I scooch past you? You're standing in the way of my yoga class.
One more, Mr. Gecko, the fans must know. Why yoga?
Well, it helps with my posture. It's my back. It ain't what it used to be.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
I'm Bree,
I'm Sean.
and we are the Berkless family. We are repeat Fulton customers, and we've lived in the Fulton community for 6 years. We've been looking for a home, and so we walked into the Fulton community, and we were just absolutely blown away. When we walked into the model home, we noticed the high ceilings, the beautiful kitchen, the flooring, and the floor plan. We knew it was a place where we were going to raise our family.
And on top of that, we have a swimming pool and a good location here.
When you say the word community, you have to be able to see it and feel it. And so when you have your neighbors, you feel that community because you become friends, and it even feels like family, like a family community. And that is something that is priceless and can last a lifetime. We absolutely would recommend a Fulton home to our friends and family.
Fulton Homes. You're proud to own, we're proud to build.
Right now, lease a brand new 2025 Kia Niro EV for just $99 a month for 24 months with $19.99 due at signing. That's right, a brand new Kia for under $100 a month, only until September 30th. The name, remember? Mark Kia. Zero security deposit. Payment plus tax, title license at $998.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert with you. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Football Friday. Producer Evan, I've been thinking a lot about it today. I don't know who's going to represent Team Listener today. It's been a rough go of it here for Team Listener through the first 3 weeks.
2 weeks in a row.
That's right. We are on a 2-week winning streak.
Where Team Listener has come up short.
Right.
Last week we saw them flustered in the chat. Didn't surprise me.
A lot of
that they came up with 0 points. But today I haven't heard anything all week. They've just been silent.
So maybe they've just been behind closed doors working together. If you want to represent Team Listener, we got our pick segment coming up a little bit later on this hour. All you got to do when I give out the number to call in, you give us a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. We bring you on the air. You play against us. You give out your 3 picks. If you beat or tie either myself or producer Evan, you get yourself a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's, and you also represent Team Listener against the show. So far this year, Team Listener 1 and 2, the show 2 and 1. For the season, producer Evan and myself are going up against one another. I believe I am still in the lead, correct? I believe I have a small lead.
It got extended last week because you hit a 3-point play and I hit the 1. So I believe you have 11 points. You had 2 the first week, then we both got 6.
I was at 8, now I'm at 11.
Now you're at 11, so I think it's 11-7.
11-7. 11-7 me going into week 4 here. So those picks coming up a little bit later on here this hour. It was a tale of 2 halves for Marvin Harrison Jr. And if we were doing a radio show at halftime of that game last night, boy, would it have been a totally different tone than the way this segment is going to go right now. Because if we were doing that show immediately at halftime, it would have been, oh my gosh, Marvin Harrison Jr. might be a bust. Marvin Harrison Jr. is so in his own head right now, he can't even do the little things correctly. Both interceptions lay at his feet, stopping his route on the first one, the ball bouncing off of his hands and chest for the second one. I mean, the yips, people were talking about it on social media, and the Cardinals, I thought, did a nice job. First play from scrimmage. I felt like Drew Petzing was a listener of the program yesterday. First play from scrimmage was a wide receiver screen to Marvin Harrison Jr., which is what we said they should do. More screens, tunnel screens. By the way, shout out to the tunnel screen to Greg Dortch on the drive where the Cardinals tied the game with 20. A nifty play call in a really crucial spot. I don't think anyone was expecting them to run that play.
I was going to say, as soon as they ran it, I went, oh, good play call.
Yeah.
As soon as they ran it, as soon as they set it up, and you and I talked about it yesterday, try to get Dortch the ball a little bit more.
I thought Drew had a really solid game of getting guys involved.
I thought so too.
Utilizing the players that he had. Michael Wilson made an incredible catch on 4th down, juggling the ball in the air. I mean, they had guys step up and make plays. And all while in the first half, he got into the game early. I mean, he had 10 targets in the game, the most amount of targets he's had this season so far through 4 games. But it seemed like it was rock bottom. Like, it seemed like the worst it has been for Marv here in Arizona, and it felt like, oh gosh, if they don't have Marv, what do they have as an offense? You saw how good the Seattle running defense was against Trey Benson and the rushing attack. The Cardinals were down early in this game, so they needed to throw their way back. You were already without Zay Jones. Marv looked like he was in his own head, and he was, because just look at the way he reacted after the touchdown pass. He definitely was going through it, and you can understand why, because for 2 straight weeks he's making major mental blunders that you just don't expect from somebody who was the 4th overall pick. But it felt like rock bottom for this offense, that it doesn't matter what the play call is. It doesn't matter if Kyler Murray has time to throw. You've got receivers that are being elevated into roles that they're probably not designed for, and your number 1 wide receiver, the guy who's supposed to be the difference maker, he's a nobody. I mean, there were talks at halftime among pundits, people in the Cardinals Twitter space, that were saying if they had anybody else on the roster, it's a benchable performance the way that he played in the first half. Now, you just don't have anybody on the roster in order to do that. They're playing Xavier Weaver last night in the game because they're shorthanded in terms of their wide receiver.
Drew a big pass interference Weaver did.
So it was a nice job by him. So you just had options. So you had to basically let him work through it. And that leads us to the second half, right? First half, about as bad as it can get. About as worrisome as it could get. Totally different context if the first half carries over to the second half here on the show. I mean, we're talking sound the alarms, big problem for Marvin Harrison Jr., big problem for this offense. Where do they go from here? Now, this is an argument for why you don't just run it back with your offense. This is an argument for, getting that wide receiver too that we constantly campaign for in the summertime, and running back your same offensive line, your same pass catching group, your same running back group. Because when it broke down, and there was nowhere to go. They couldn't do anything differently there in the first half. Second half, however, love that they kept throwing to Marv. Love that they didn't care what happened in the first half. Confidence of, we still believe in you. He caught a couple of big passes on the first touchdown drive that they had in the 4th quarter. Caught the touchdown, and you couldn't tell. The sigh of relief for everybody in that building, for all of you watching at home, and for Marvin Harrison Jr. himself. Name the last time you've seen a receiver react that way to a touchdown.
No, yeah.
Was it excitement?
It was relief.
Wasn't jubilation. It was relief. It was, I can do. By the way, there's a graphic floating around this morning. I wish I could give credit to where I first saw it from. Do you know that through, their first 20 some odd games, him and his dad have identical numbers? They're within like 1 yard. They have the same number of touchdowns. Yeah, do yourself a favor during one of the breaks today on the show. Go look at the graphic. It is uncanny how similar the two of their careers have started.
You know, it's interesting. At halftime, like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking at that offense and thinking to myself, where are they going to get production? Like, if it's not Marv, and let's be real, like, both interceptions probably fall on Marv yesterday. Obviously, the one that gets dropped, the first one, he just stops running. Like, he didn't go up and fight for it. And to me, it just felt like a player lacking confidence. And then to see that flip in the second half, like, I mean, you're throwing back shoulder balls to him. I haven't seen them throw a back shoulder ball to him in 20 games.
Yeah, and there was a play earlier in the game as well. It didn't lead to a negative play like an interception, but he ran what looked like a go route. Kyler threw an out route. All just wasn't even close. They were not on the same page.
From that play, I think he ran the wrong route.
Well, okay. Let's just back up for a second. As a receiver, right?
Yeah.
You stopped running a route that led to an interception.
Yeah.
You're coming off of a game in which you dropped basically a touchdown pass. Two touchdown passes.
Yep.
You then bobble the ball that leads to an interception. You're now not on the same page as your quarterback. I mean, I don't blame Marv for thinking something's off. I don't blame Marv for being off. Now, he's the number 4 overall pick for a reason. He has to snap out of it. He has to play better, right? There's a different expectation for him. But everything just seemed off in the second half of the game against San Francisco, leading into the first half of this game against Seattle last night. Good to see the quick response. But yeah, you're at halftime wondering, man, we're not only getting blown out, we may not have an offense the rest of the season. Drew Petzing can have the perfect play call. It may not matter if this is the version of Marv that we're getting.
Internally, we've been very big supporters of everything they've done, right? And we've been huge Monty supporters and some of the talent they've brought in. But at halftime of that game last night, you're thinking they don't have the talent to compete in this league offensively, and that's a massive problem.
Remember how I said that the storylines are different if we just did the radio show at halftime? I'll peel the curtain back a little bit. You didn't see this, you were at the game. I had the show doc up, and I was writing down the major storylines because we're going to fill one in at the top.
Yeah.
We're going to put one here in hour number 2. We, in hour number 1 of the show, we opened the program. The daily special was, I don't know if the Cardinals know how to win. I will tell you right now, if the first half of that game last night carried over to the second half, I had it written on the dock that loss last night would have been on Monty Osborne, would not have been on Jonathan Gannon, would not have been on Drew Petzing, would not have been on Kyler Murray, would have not have been on Marvin Harrison Jr. That loss last night, if what we saw in the first half carried over, would have been on Monty for not addressing anything offensively. Now, the second half changed the narrative a little bit, but to your larger point, that's where I was at halftime. That game was solely on Monty. You don't have a wide receiver 2. You didn't change anything on your offensive line. Isaiah Adams cannot continue to be the starting right guard for this football team.
He's still a year 2 player. There are going to be growing pains.
Sure.
That's the nature of the beast.
So that's where it was at halftime.
You didn't address it at all. At all. And it did. The script flips on it, and it becomes, do the Cardinals know how to win these games? But I'm at halftime going to get a sandwich. I'm like, they just don't have talent.
Yeah, at halftime, the loss was going to be solely on Monty. Second half, Marv reminded us of why he was taken so high, of why he's this team's number 1 wide receiver. Contested catches, going up and getting the football with confidence. The physicality, all of it you saw in the second half of that game, a reminder of why he's the wide receiver 1, why he was taken number 4 overall. But the problem that I have coming out of this game is you can't start that slowly. I'm sorry, the Cardinals are not good enough as a football team to spot the other team multiple possessions. You just can't do it.
You don't have that margin of error. Not with how you want to play.
Not only that, just your talent level. This offensive line is not good.
No.
Their interior guard play is subpar.
I mean, they couldn't get anything going on the ground yesterday.
They need Will Hernandez back in the starting lineup bad. Now, part of the reason why they couldn't run the ball is because they had to get away from it, because they were down multiple scores. They had to throw their way back into it. So I'm willing to cut them a little bit of slack.
Sure.
But it wasn't great.
And we knew, and also, I mean, it's all right. We highlighted this game and said they're going to struggle to run the football. Right? Like, we talked about that all yesterday because of how Seattle's defense.
I want to double click and dive in deeper on this idea of this team just isn't good enough talent-wise. And right now, I don't trust them to know how to win football games. Next up for them is what, Tennessee? Okay.
You're more talented than Tennessee.
You're going to win that football game. You better win that football game. But after that, the Colts. Are you a more talented football team than
Colts have more
Indianapolis?
talent.
Okay, so now I don't trust you in that game. The Packers, I don't trust you in that game. Cowboys, coming out of the bye week on Monday night. You should win that game. Your offense should look good against that defense.
Yeah. Cowboys might have more talent.
Then after that, this is what happens after that Monday night game. Seattle again, San Francisco, the Jags, the Bucks, the Rams. That's a stretch where I don't know if you're going to be the more talented team. I don't think that's a game that you're favored in. Honestly, I don't know if you're favored in any of those games. Maybe Jacksonville at home, depending on where both teams are at that point. So you can't start as slowly as you did last night. You're not good enough.
In all seriousness, you're going to be favored at home against Tennessee. Are you favored in Dallas? I mean, we'll see where they sit, but right now, you probably are.
Right now, you probably are, but you're going to have 2 more games worth. You're going to have 3 more games between now.
Are you favored at home against Jacksonville?
You might be.
You might be. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they are. You're favored away against the Texans, probably.
You're favored at home against Atlanta.
And you're favored at home against Atlanta. I think you 4 games for your favorite.
I don't know if you're favored in Cincinnati. It really depends on who's under.
I was going to say, it depends if Joe's back. And I think by December 27th, if they're playing for anything, he's back.
And you're not going to be favored in LA on the road.
Certainly not. Again, LA could have the division locked up, and you might be.
Sure. But that situation notwithstanding, you're just a team right now that I don't trust. I don't trust you to start fast enough to be able to win these games where it's close, where it is a true coin flip. You can see the game going either way. Next Sunday, the game is only going one way. Cardinals need to win against Tennessee. They're the better football team. Now, I will tell you, what's something that worries me a little bit? Tennessee loses this week, and they go to 0-4, and they fire their head coach, new head coach Bump.
Then
that's trouble.
You love the new head coach.
I'm a big believer in the new head coach bump the week after you fire your head coach. It's a proven commodity that there's a 1-week bump in the way teams perform.
Yeah, I mean, even the Colts won with Jeff Saturday. That was a disaster.
But they won that game.
He did win that game.
So the new coach bump is a real thing, and depending on how things go this week for Tennessee, you could very easily be staring at the new coach bump. You're right now 7.5-point favorites for that game. Right now, before Tennessee is playing again, you're 7.5-point favorites. Like, should be no question that you win that game. But I don't trust you outside of those types of performances. Other than playing the 0-3 Texans, other than playing the Jaguars at home, really, honestly, ask yourself, November 30th, you believe the Cardinals are going to go into Tampa Bay and be able to hang with Baker, Todd Bowles, and the Bucs? Really? Right now, the team that you've seen through 4 games, you think they're going to be able to do that? They're just not a good enough team right now. They're playing these close one-possession games, and they're not doing the little things right to win them. They're getting off to these slow starts offensively. Good thing that Marv had the second half that he had, or else it would be a totally different conversation. But it's just a team right now that you can't trust. And because of that, every single week, if it is a toss-up, you just don't know what to do. You just don't know how to feel. And they have to turn that narrative quickly. Unfortunately, beating Tennessee next week
doesn't
change that narrative. You got to do it against a Dallas. You got to do it against a Indianapolis. You have to do it against a Green Bay. You have to do it against one of those teams in order to make all of us feel like you can win those games. I said it in hour number 1. I don't know if this team knows how to win those types of games. 7-12 in one-possession games under Jonathan Gannon. Half of Gannon's games as a head coach in this league have been one-possession games. He's won 7 of them. It's not good enough. It needs to be better. And unfortunately, there isn't a trust level in this group right now to get it done. They have a mini bye. More time to get ready for Tennessee. Again, beating Tennessee is not really going to change things. Tale of 2 halves last night from Mark. Good that that's not the overarching narrative coming out of this game last night, that he rebounded, looked like the number 1 receiver, was a key cog in things down the stretch for this team, and you can see it on his face and his reaction, how much it meant to him to get into the end zone. Because it feels like for him, I don't know where the team's turning point is. That touchdown was his turning point. I feel really confident in saying that this is going to turn this.
the Dan Patrick Show. Ben DiNucci, NFL coach. I'm still getting introduced as NFL coach. Being on the practice squad.
What's the difference in how you're treated, lifestyle?
Honestly, nothing's different. I mean, there's 53 guys on the active roster and there's 16 on the practice squad. And the reality of the NFL is that guys are going to get hurt. There's a reason that these teams put a lot of effort into the practice squad, just like they do the active roster. It's really all the same. You're still traveling with the team. The pay cut's a little bit less, but at the end of the day, it's still great.
Live Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on KTUS AM 1060 and the KTUS 1060 app. Have guns around your house that you no longer want or don't know what to do with? MMP Guns, a federally licensed firearms dealer, can help you legally dispose of them and put some cash in your pocket at the same time. September 26th through the 28th, MMP Guns will host a huge gun buying event. Their buyers will evaluate and give you top dollar for your unwanted guns legally, so there's no liability on you. Located at 1152 East Indian School Road inside Mo Money Pond. Friday, September 26th at 10 a.m. through Sunday, September 28th at 7 p.m. Go to LegalGunBuyer.com for more info.
Nitro Circus is back with the all-new Off the Rails Tour. World-class daredevils and FMX, BMX, skate, scooter, and more. Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, and never-been-done showdowns. Friday, December 5th, Desert Diamond Arena. Visit Ticketmaster.com.
Summer's here, and SRP wants to remind you that swim safety starts with W. That's right, W, as in Water Watcher. Keep pool time a good time by designating an adult who can swim and knows CPR. Be sure they avoid distractions, always scan the swimming area, and ensure that the pool gate stays locked. Assigning a water watcher is a simple step to help prevent drownings and keep everyone safe around pools. To get more water safety tips, visit srp.net/pool.
Sprouts Farmers Market has fresh, better-for-you finds at prices you'll love so much, you won't want to leave the store.
Okay, I guess I gotta leave my happy place now. Back to real life. I got everything on my list. Cage-free eggs, organic fruits and veggies at great prices, all these amazing supplements.
Mom, we're gonna be late for jujitsu.
Do we have to leave? I just love it here so much. I don't want to go back to real life. I don't want to go.
Sprouts Farmers Market. Incredible finds at prices you'll love.
Scottsdale's so nice we're doing it twice. October 15 through 18 at Westworld. The Fall Auction, presented by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Hundreds of collector cars in the all-new indoor Barrett-Jackson fan zone. Food, drinks, and live entertainment. Get tickets now at barrett-jackson.com.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Seattle took a gamble in the offseason, handing Sam Darnold a 3-year, $100 million contract after shipping out Geno Smith. It raised some eyebrows. Was Seattle ready to start over on a potential one-year wonder who had already bounced from New York to Carolina to San Francisco to Minnesota? But on Thursday night, the bet looked a whole lot better. He showed the kind of poise and precision that once made him a top 5 pick and came up with a big play in the fourth quarter, setting up what proved to be the game-winning field goal. Now, Jason Myers missed the field goal, but instead of folding, Darnold answered with the kind of drive that head coaches dream about. And ultimately, game winner after 17 unanswered points from Arizona had swung momentum. This wasn't about the stat sheets or highlight plays. It was about answering the bell when his team needed him the most. Cold-blooded, calm, franchise-caliber quarterback play. Not bad, and maybe money well spent. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. With DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, your game day instincts can score you real money fast. And here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus bets with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code Patrick. Code Patrick, you play just $5 to get $50 in bonus bets for Pick 6. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
KTUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Something Mark Cuban said, but at this point, He's pretty much the last one claiming that Ballmer is innocent, aside from Ballmer and the Clippers. Cuban is not convincing anybody of anything. Neither are the Clippers, and neither is Adam Silver. They're all just making it worse. Just like when Ballmer made it worse when he ran to ESPN and put on his Mickey Mouse falsetto voice to claim, "They caught me."
1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Maybe a little wet tonight at Sun Devil Stadium. It is downpouring here at the studios. I can't hear it anymore because I'm in the soundproof studio. Producer Evan, is it still coming down? Does it still sound like it's hitting the building?
I can hear it loud and clear. I don't know if you can hear it on my microphone. It's hailing.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty aggressively here in town. That was the expectation all day, that it was going to rain. That's certainly going to make the task a little bit more difficult for tonight to get the field ready to play, as ASU will take on TCU. And Producer Evan, you're going to be in the building tonight. You're helping the Sun Devil radio broadcast. We love to shout them out. They're great partners of ours. We have women's basketball and baseball here on KDUS AM 1060. You help with the football side of things up there in the booth. I'm intrigued to ask you this question here ahead of this game. And yes, I can hear through – I'm either hearing it through my headphones or through your microphone, but I can hear the rain.
Yeah, it's loud.
It's loud. It's loud. Our building, the way the building is set up, it's very, shallow to the roof. Hollow, I guess, is a better word. So just noise kind of just goes all over the place. But, yeah, it's very loud here in the studio today. I'm still not there yet with this ASU team. I'm encouraged by what I saw against Baylor. But overall, through what is now the first, 4 games of the season, still uninspired with what I have seen. It does feel like tonight's game will change that narrative if they go out and beat TCU. But just like we were talking in the last segment about trust with the Cardinals, there is still that uneasiness for me when it comes to the Sun Devils. I'm still looking for that marquee moment from Sam Levitt, that marquee moment from ASU as a whole. Yes, the game-winning drive, the 3 scoring drives in the fourth quarter, certainly a good building block coming out of that game against Baylor. You won as a road underdog. You'll take it. At home against TCU tonight, boy, do I think it changes how all of us, I know it changes how I feel about this team if they win this game tonight. I think they're ranked again if they win this game tonight. I think all of the talking points of what this team could have been before the season, they get put back on the table because they were removed from the table through the first 3 weeks. Totally unimpressive the first 3 weeks of the season. A little better against Baylor, and now you're looking for the big moment against TCU. You're still looking for that marquee moment. I hope it comes tonight, but again, I'm uneasy about it. It's a good TCU team you're facing tonight.
No, certainly. And I thought last week at Baylor flipped to what we saw with the Cardinals. There's times where it feels like Arizona State just knows how to win the football game, right? And so I thought that was probably the case at Baylor. I also think Sam Levitt, despite a shaky first half, probably played his best game of football through the whole season. 22 of 32 for 221. He throws a touchdown. He QB sneaks one in. He accounts for 2. I thought that was his best game of the year. And I thought offensively, especially in the fourth quarter, they were extremely efficient and throwing the ball down the field and stretching the field. We saw them do that against NAU. We saw them do that kind of against Texas State, but that 1 week at Mississippi State, it was, they can't throw the ball at all. They're going to have to run the ball. And so they ran it effectively. They still ran it 48 times last week. But you had the ability to open up the field with the pass game. And I liked what I saw offensively, play calling wise, and just execution wise from Sam Levitt in the second half. But I understand why you're not inspired. They have to prove it this week. This is a big one. This is a really big game for them.
Yeah, you win this one, you're now, 4-1 on the season. You're 2-0 in the Big 12, so you're getting your conference play off to a good start. I think it's an invitation, really, to everybody to get excited again about ASU football. A permission slip, if you will, to get back on board. I do think there were some people a little uneasy after what happened in Mississippi State, and again, haven't been that impressive through 3 games, and so you're waiting to see it. And it's also because
just narratives, against NAU, you expect that to be the 62-0 blowout in week 1, right? You schedule that game for that reason. You expect Texas State to be a multi-score. We dominate from the word go. It's a blowout. Everybody has gaudy numbers that everybody's impressed with, and you didn't get that. And then in the one test that you did have through the first 3 weeks, you just looked unprepared. You just looked like a team that wasn't ready to meet that moment. And so through 3 games, you haven't been the ASU that I was promised. And I think that's what it boils down to. You have not been the ASU that I was promised before the season. You beat TCU, and again, I don't think it needs to look pretty. Just win the football game. That, to me, is the promise of what this season was supposed to be. That is the team that we all signed up for in the summertime, coming off of what they did a year ago. They just don't have that marquee moment yet. Tonight would be that. A home game against a good TCU side. May rain, so it may become a sloppy football game if what's going on outside our studios is any indication. You're able to run the football extremely well. That crowd, guaranteed, no matter what the weather is going to show out tonight. They're going to be there for this big contest on Friday night underneath the lights. Go take care of business.
It's another sellout for ASU, and they need to be loud tonight.
Loud like the rain above me right now?
Loud like the rain above you, and involved, right? It's Arizona State's in the all black jerseys tonight. It's the blackout, so asking everybody to wear black. I need that crowd involved. And I think if you're Arizona State and you get another win, I've said this before on the show, it doesn't really matter how conference games look anymore. With today's era of college football and the way the playoff works, I can win by 3, I can win by 1. A win's a win. I just got to get into the conference championship game.
Fair. From a fan base perspective, you sometimes want the style points. I'm telling everybody, don't ask for the style points. This team wins a gritty contest against TCU tonight. That's what you want out of ASU. The invitation is there. Get excited again about this football team. And I still think there is some excitement. I just think everybody's waiting. Everybody's on the sideline. They don't want to fully dive in because they don't want to be disappointed. They don't want to be let down. And they can see the signs. They can see the warning signs of being let down from this football team by the way they've played through the first couple of weeks. I think Baylor moved them in the right direction. A win against TCU, I think, firmly gets a lot of people to dive headfirst and saying, you know what, I'm ready. If I'm disappointed, then so be it.
You said it, and you're right. A win against TCU gets you back into the top 25, especially with how the schedule maps out this week. You're going to have a lot of teams in the 20s playing each other. So this is your opportunity to get back into the rankings. And I know Kenny Dillingham has before said he doesn't care where they fall in the rankings. It's about going out there and winning football games.
He's right.
Let the media do the media thing, and he is right. But you want to activate the Valley? You want to sell tickets?
You win games like tonight. You
Have a number next to your name.
Yeah.
It goes a lot easier.
Yeah, and it shows the staying power, right? You did it last year. You're doing it again this year. That staying power is very, very important. Okay, what is very important right now is we need one of you. We need somebody to represent Team Listener. You have not had a good run here the last couple of weeks. It's time for the Pick'em contest when we come back. I'll give you the phone number, 480-864-1060. What you have to do, whatever number I throw out there, that caller number, you will be representing Team Listener in the Pick'em contest brought to you by Von Hansen's. You have to give us a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play against the spread. You can take an over, under if you want. But we bring you on the air. You make your picks publicly to represent Team Listener, and then you battle against the show. So we need somebody to represent Team Listener. One of you out there listening to the lunch break here today, represent Team Listener. If you've played recently, you're out. You're out for at least a month. Got to have some new, fresh faces here for Team Listener. So how about this? Caller number 3. You will represent Team Listener, 480-864-1060. Caller number 3, 480-864-1060. You will be the representative for Team Listener in the Pick'em contest. We'll get to your picks here on the other side. Like I said, caller number 3, 480-864-1060. You will represent Team Listener this week for the Pick'em contest. It's all coming up next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Most shocking play of the week, and there was ton. From the blocked kicks and the punt returns, but still the reality that Patrick Mahomes made the best defensive play of the weekend on a backwards pass he threw, that he then went and stole the ball from a defender. The Chiefs might have lost that game. Who knows how the momentum changes if Patrick Mahomes was to get that ball back and the Giants get that on the 5-yard line and score a touchdown.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
On Saturday, September 27th at 7 p.m., Phoenix Rising battles Oakland Roots SC, and the entire night is themed for heroes big and small. Come dressed as your favorite superhero and snag a free firefighter helmet at the gate while supplies last. Tickets start at just $15. Secure your spot now at phxrisingfc.com. One night, all heroes. Be there.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. At Grand Canyon University, our MBA degree program is 100% online, with emphases in business analytics and finance to help you reach your goals. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
I got my first real 6-string.
Brian Adams, Roll with the Punches Tour 2025. A night full of hits, live at PHX Arena, Saturday, November 15th. With special guest Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KTUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
All right, here we go. Pick'em segment here brought to you by Von Hansen's, located Alma School just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler. Online at vonhansensmeats.net, your one-stop shop for all your barbecue needs. Meats, beer, wine, barbecue rubs, wood chips, even all natural dog food and treats for your pup. They've got it all there. They've been in Chandler for 18 years serving the best meats in the Valley, and they bring you the Pickup Contest here every single Friday on the program. We got Alec in Chandler representing Team Listener. Alec, I'll give you the music here for the Pick'em segment here. Producer Evan is ready to write down your picks. We need a 1, 2, and 3-point play. I will let you go in whatever order you want. You there, Alec?
Okay. Thanks. A 1, 2, and a 3-point play?
That's right.
And sorry, can you remind me which sport?
Football. Football picks. This is a bad start for Team Listener. A 1, 2, 3-point play this week against the spread in the NFL.
Going to go with the home team versus the Cardinals?
Can't do that. They played last night. Alex, that's it. Team Listener, you're done. It's a tough go for Team Listener there. That's tough. What do we do there, producer? Is that a ban on Team Listener for a whole week now? Does Team Listener just take an automatic L?
No, I'd give somebody else a chance to call in.
I mean, Team Listener is in shambles right
now. Yeah, we need you to be ready. But have somebody else call in.
All right, you can give your picks.
I'll give mine.
You give yours. I'll give mine.
We'll do Listener at the end.
Just to be fair with everybody, we could easily just take the win right here. The show could just take the win, but we're not. We're going to be fair to Team Listener. So, Producer Evan, you can give your picks. I'll give mine, and we'll give one more Team Listener. Oh, it looks okay. Looks like somebody is picking up the ball where Alec left off. So, in the meantime, I will give my picks. Normally, I tend to go last here because I have the most points, so I like to go last. It's kind of the advantage of going last, but I'll go first. My 1-point play. We're going to have to wait all the way until Monday night for my 1-point play because I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5 against the Dolphins. This is a must-win for both sides. Both teams are 0-3. Both teams not going to make coaching changes in New York. Miami certainly up against it coaching change-wise. But the Jets have played 2 football games that were close one-score games. They lost both of them, but they've played gritty football. Miami appears to be all over the place. The Jets have a good defense. The Jets can run the football. They can control the time of possession. They can control this game. I'm taking an 0-3 road underdog, so I can't really give it more than just the 1 point, but I will make the Jets on Monday Night Football my 1-point play. I'm staying on Monday Night Football for my 2-point play. Producer Evan, I don't think we've ever done this in the history of the program. I have 2 Monday Night Football plays as part of my pick. So when we get to Monday, we're not going to know how well I did. I have the Denver Broncos minus 7.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I have been very unimpressed with what I have seen from Cincinnati in the post-Joe Burrow era. They won the football game but didn't play great. Jake Browning turned the ball over a bunch. They did find a way to win that game, but they looked really bad against Minnesota, and they're going up against another team this week that has a really good defense in Denver. I think Denver is looking for a get-right game. I think at home, national TV, Monday Night Football against a weakened Cincinnati offense is that game. Give me the Broncos minus 7.5 as my 2-point play. And my 3-point play, Micah Parsons' revenge game, going up against a Dallas defense that has been putrid through 3 weeks. Putrid. Allowing teams offensively to move up and down the field. The Giants, who just benched Russell Wilson, they scored 30-some-odd points against them. Russell Wilson threw 450 yards in that game. Micah Parsons' revenge game on the table. Green Bay's looking for a bounce back after what happened in Cincinnati. I think they're going to be able to move the ball offensively against Dallas. Give me the Packers minus 7. So to recap, Jets plus 2.5 is my 1-point play. Broncos minus 7.5 is my 2-point play. And my 3-point play Sunday night, Packers minus 7. So Producer Evan, if you're keeping track at home, I've taken the Sunday night and the 2 Monday night games. So I'm going to watch all Saturday morning into the late afternoon, and I'm going to have no points to show for it. Just a nice, relaxing Sunday.
Does that make you a little nervous?
No, I'm confident. It's a 6-point week for me. Now, you say that Josh in Scottsdale is there.
Yeah, Team Listeners bounce back.
I'm a little worried about Team Listener. This has been a little bit of a tough run.
I'll be honest with you. People jumped in. People jumped in after the first call.
We think Josh is ready. Josh, please tell me that you're going to be able to give me a better effort than Alec. Please.
Oh, I'm ready. I called as soon as I heard Alec. Oh,
all right.
Gosh.
Okay. All right. You know what, Josh? Pick up the baton from Team Listener. I need a 1, a 2, and a 3-point play.
Real quick, first off, I'm on the radio. Daily listener, first-time caller.
Oh, yes.
I just want to say...
We love that.
I just want to say, each year the Cardinals make a schmuck out of me, and I'm tired of believing in a bird.
Okay. With that in mind, give me your 3 picks.
My 3 picks. First, my underdog, I'm taking Steelers over Vikings.
So you want the Steelers. Let me check what we have the line at here. You want the Steelers plus the 2.5 in Minnesota as your 1-point play. Got it. Locked in.
Give me also the Commanders over Falcons. I don't care about the injuries. They're still way better.
Another underdog, the Commanders plus 2.5 as the 2-point play. The lock of the day, the 3-point play is?
Lions over Browns. They cannot do it again. No chance.
Lions minus 10 as the 3-point play. So just to recap, Josh, so we're on the same page. You're waking up nice and early on Sunday, rooting on the the Steelers plus 2.5 against the Vikings. You've got the
Put
Commanders.
my pick in the night before.
You've got Washington plus 2.5 as your 2-point play, and your 3-point play, the Lions -10 against the Browns.
I love it. That's a prepared caller.
Josh, we're all good. Those are the 3 picks. You're locking them in?
That is correct, sir. In the truth, I get all my picks from my neighbor Billy. He's 6, but he's 6-0 on the spread this year, so I'll take him anyway.
Wow, Josh.
Billy,
shout out to Josh and Billy, who apparently are going to take down the show this week. Shout out to Josh. What a bounce-back performance from Team Listener, because it was shaky. They've lost 2 in a row. They were yelling at each other last week. Alec, we love you, but it just was a very unprepared version of Team Listener there. Josh jumped in, said, I got it. So Josh in Scottsdale and Billy, who's apparently 6-0 this year. All right, so Producer Evan, somehow you have gotten your way to go last this week. I hate that this is the case, but go ahead.
I feel like this has happened a few times, but that's not on me.
I need
last week, probably on me.
Team Listener, you got it. I mean, Josh notwithstanding, we just got to be more prepared.
Yeah, honestly, Josh was so great, so ready to go. If he would have been first, we would have.
Oh, it would have been great for Team Listener.
Yep.
But shout out to Josh.
My 1-point play after a blowout against Atlanta. They're going to travel to Foxborough. Panthers at Patriots. Give me Panthers plus 5.5.
You're so out on the Raiders, you're now just doubling down on your love for the Panthers.
That's exactly what has happened here. My 2-point play. Ravens at Chiefs. What people thought would be the game of the week is now a battle of 2 1-2 teams. To me, the Ravens are still just better. The Chiefs should have lost to the Giants. The Giants are just so bad at football, and Russell Wilson stinks so bad. But people forget that game was 9-6 at halftime. Should have been a Giants lead. Give me the Ravens -2.5. And my 3-point play. Indiana Jones, baby.
Oh, no.
Indiana Jones at L.A. Give me the Colts plus 3.5 on the road against the Rams.
So you have Indy plus 3.5 as your 3-point play. Your 2-point play is you are taking Ravens -2.5. And your 1-point play is you're taking the 5.5 with the Panthers. Did I get that right?
Yes.
You're locked in on all 3? There you have it. Your week 4 pick'em contest. We got there in the end. It's a little bumpy. Team Listener, it's a little bumpy for you right
Listen, it's raining outside. Had to get the plane off the ground, but we're up. We're in the air.
We are up in the air. It was a little bit of a bumpy ride to get up to our cruising altitude, but we got there. And that's the fun part of the show. Listen, we're going to have fun. Alec, you can call back another time and participate. We would love for you to have what a bounce back story would it be if Alec in the future calls in, has his picks, and beats us, right? Sets up a redemption story, an underdog story for Alec. But if you're not prepared, this is the pick'em contest. You're representing Team Listener. You're not just representing yourself. You're representing the entire listenership of the lunch break. We're bringing you. You're coming on the air. I need your best, Team Listener. I need your best.
You just need to be ready.
Right. You just need to be ready. And Producer Evan, I listened to the call screen during the break. He gets you ready. He tells you what you need to have.
I mean, you're standing right next to me.
And then Alec picks the Cardinals. They played last night. You can't have that game. We can't go back in time.
I think that's where
it was troubling.
Yeah.
That's where I was willing to kind of ride with it a little bit. It was when you picked the Cardinals, I was like, you know what? Team Listener, I'll give you the L because you got to be better prepared. That is your week 4 pick'em contest here on the lunch break. When we come back, one more before we are out of here. We send you off into the weekend. It is the leftovers, all the stories we didn't get to throughout the course of the program. We'll get to them next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Welcome, everyone, under the lights at Mountain America Stadium. Boy, look at this stadium. If you're not here, shame on you. There's a long history of this facility. This is one of the biggest games ever played here.
This is the biggest game for these players, the biggest game for the city, the program, and even the Valley.
Go up and go get it, young man. What a catch. Intercepted.
Buy your season tickets
Because why would you not want to be in that environment?
Arizona State Sun Devil football. Buy your season tickets now at sundevils.com.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA and a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout and more. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Hey, it's Austin Clark, owner of Moxie Pest Control. You know, most pest control companies use the same products we do. That's not the difference. But what is the difference is how we treat people. At Moxie, kindness counts, and it shows in every visit, every conversation, and every one of the 6,500 plus 5-star Google reviews our customers have written. Our field experts aren't just trained to handle pests. They're trained to treat your home, your family, your pets, and your time with the kind of respect you deserve. And our services come with a pest-free guarantee. Our methods and service just work better because our people are better. So if you want a pest control company you can trust in and around your home, give us a call. We offer same-day services in most cases, and we'll even give you 50% off your first service when you call. Call 888-MOXIE-10. That's 888-MOXIE-10. Moxie Pest Control, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona.
It's the grand opening of Fulton Homes' newest master plan community, Acclaim. This beautiful community features open spaces, multiple parks, and a large aquatic center. Visit FultonHomes.com. Fulton Homes. You're proud to own. We're proud to build.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
I think Team Listener needs a win this week, because if not, I'm a little concerned about what next week's going to look like. 3 losses in a row. We got, I don't know if you caught it, but Josh said that he gets his picks from his neighbor Billy, who's 6. I think he was just having some fun, but troubling is a word that I would use for that.
Billy's 6-0 against the spread, though, he said.
There's no proof. I have no proof of that. That's just something that Josh said. But I appreciate Josh being ready. You know what? That's a nice bench piece. Josh was prepared to come off the bench, pinch hitting, wasn't ready to be, didn't think he was going to be up in that moment, but he was, and he was prepared, and he's got his 3 picks. So, Team Listener, we wish you the best this week here. You're 1-2 so far this season. Good luck to Josh against the show. And we will see, the best part is we're not going to know
how you did until Tuesday.
Right.
Till Tuesday.
I liked the Monday night games this week. I really did.
I don't know why.
I'm just feeling it.
You like Denver minus 7.5?
I do. Cincinnati stinks.
Yeah, so does Denver.
But they're at home. Get right game for the defense. Cincinnati's defense isn't very good.
Bo Nix stinks.
But Cincinnati's defense, they can score points.
Bo Nix, by the way, you were in the building for that. Bo Nix made a throw against ASU like 2-3 years ago. His last year at Oregon. Right before the half. Do you remember it was rolling?
Yeah, it was.
We saw 3 quarterbacks come in that year. We saw Caleb, Bo Nix, and we saw Cam Ward.
We're like, get one of those 3 guys.
And he's like, Kenny's first year, where are you going to find a win in these?
Right. When you're playing those teams and those quarterbacks, it's just insane.
Yeah.
All right. I think what I need to start doing here on the show is I just need to embrace the craziness that the Pick'em contest is.
I think it's just always going to be like that.
In my head, we try to plan it out like, okay, we give out the numbers, somebody calls in, you get them ready, they go first, then you go, then I go with the way the points break down. And we just have to throw caution to the wind and we just got to let it happen.
Certainly. It's just always, and I appreciate Team Listener having next man up mentality today.
Certainly, they were prepared.
And by the way, we had multiple callers on the next man up.
I mean,
and at that point too, once we did, so Alec was obviously our caller number 3 to start, right?
Yeah.
So, but then you have multiple callers after that, right? So now I'm just going first.
Of course, it's first come first
now
serve.
It's beat me in.
Right. It's who takes advantage of the opportunity that presented itself.
Yeah. Certainly.
And Josh did.
Josh did.
Josh and Scottsdale.
He was ready to go.
He was ready to go. He was prepared.
Yeah.
What do you have in the leftovers? Can I get a Ryder Cup update? It's not going well from what I saw.
Oh my gosh, exactly where I wanted to start. So, by the way, we just got an emergency alert, flash flood.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have my phone in here, so good thing I don't because it would have gone off
during the show.
During the show.
Okay, so we have Europe up 3-1 from this morning. They took 3 of the 4 matches. USA caught 1. Right now,
it's not going well.
Europe has 2 matches they are up in. Sepp Straka and John Rahm are up on 3 up on Scotty Scheffler and JJ Spawn. That's not great through 11. Justin Rose and Tommy Fleetwood are playing Bryson DeChambeau and Ben Griffin. All square. Justin Rose and Tommy Fleetwood won the 11th to tie that up. Here is the lone USA match that is currently up. Justin Thomas and Cameron Young are 3 up through 10 on Hogard and Oberg. And the last match, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry taking on Patrick Cantlay and Sam Burns. Burns and Cantlay won the first. It has been all McIlroy and Lowry since. They are 2 up through 9.
And Europe is up 3-1 with the way that the early portion of play went. So as things stand, they would open up an even bigger lead going into Saturday there. So the U.S. is going to need to. DeChambeau and Griffin probably need to turn that matchup around. And then you look at Cantlay and Burns as the matchup that they can probably flip if they can get hot here. They're only through 9, and it's a 2-hole deficit that they're facing. I think the Scheffler matchup is all but gone at this point.
To me, that one's gone. 3 up, you have 6 to play.
Yeah,
you're gonna need to climb out of it.
We watched a little of it before the show today. The U.S. just not crisp around the greens in particular.
Just even when we watched mostly of the Ben Griffin, Bryson DeChambeau, it felt like they lost a lot of holes out there. Like they had early opportunities and just couldn't get it done.
And just couldn't throw darts close to give them decent looks to win some holes early. And so it's a early deficit. It's my favorite golf event on the calendar, and it's not going the U.S.'s way right now. The crowd looks lively. They've been getting into it with Rory, which has been fun. And it has been enjoyable. The golf has been enjoyable, but the U.S. certainly needs to make a comeback here if they are going to win the Ryder Cup.
I always love to see what the guys wear, like the USA shirts, the team shirts. They're always pretty fun. But we're gonna need a big second half of today into tomorrow. To be honest, you're not dead if you take the all square. If Bryson and Ben Griffin can finish that, and I just don't think you're going to flip the other one.
Just a quick update. Cantlay and Burns are now only 1 down.
Okay.
10. So they just won the 10th. And so now they are within striking distance
so
to
now,
flip that. So
if you can get that one to all square and
you win,
take the other 2.
And if you win the DeChambeau one, there's a world where it's 4-4 going into tomorrow. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
So that's the way things shake out. For those golf fans out there, I'm sure you are paying attention to that on NBC. It's on the USA Network, and we had it on Peacock as well in my office. It's just been a lot of fun. I will definitely be turning it back on when I go in my office after the show.
Little MLB injury news to update you on.
Oh, look at that. Severe thunderstorm warning. I just got a notification on my tablet here.
There you go. Kyle Tucker is rejoining the Cubs lineup with the regular season ending, playoffs coming up. So Kyle Tucker will be available for the playoffs. That's big for them. And then Trey Turner announced that he should be ready to go as the Phillies approach the playoffs as well.
Yeah, the Cubs need to lengthen their lineup. Their starting pitching is a little bit up in the air, so they're going to need to kind of slug their way, and their offense isn't great to begin with. Kyle Tucker, clearly their best player, so getting him back certainly could help them. I know he's had a rough 2025 season there in Chicago, but, I mean, you know what he can do. The light switch goes off, and he becomes one of the best hitters in the sport. So that could be a difference maker when the postseason starts early next week. So, and for Philly, Trey Turner, top of the lineup guy, good defense, good speed, kind of a table setter, tone setter at the top of that lineup. So having a player like that back is also huge for the postseason.
Crazy to say good defense for Trey Turner.
He's been good this year.
He's been great, right? Like out of nowhere, throughout his career, he's been pretty bad. All right. Well, my last thing I have for you, we talked about it, TCU versus Arizona State. How do you feel about tonight's game? Do you think they pull it off?
I don't. And I'm not saying because they can't, and I would not be surprised if they do it. I'm going to err on the side of you got to prove it to me. And so far through the couple of games that I've seen from this team this season, including the Baylor game last week, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that
that killer instinct. I haven't seen that 4 quarters of dominance, 4 quarters of being in control, playing the game the way you want to play it. And that's the thing I think they're going to need tonight if they're going to beat TCU. I'm rooting for it. I hope that they have it. I hope that the Baylor game provides that momentum. But until I see it, I'm just going to err on the side of this team it's been missing something here throughout the year. What about you, real quick?
I'm taking the Devils tonight, honestly. I really do think they pull this one off. I actually think bad weather plays to their advantage. Be able to run the ball, play at home. I always think when you get bad weather, take the home team.
It's going to do it for us. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. See ya!
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX